So let's talk about that 2021 Mustang Mach 1. So when it comes to special models, well, one thing jumps out above all others, and that's heritage. And one of the most iconic Mustang names ever is Mach 1. Now, the first Mach 1 came out in 1969. It was a fastback model with some classic lines. Engine choices ranged from the 250 horsepower 351 Windsor 2-barrel to the fire-breathing 428 Super Cobra jet that was grossly underrated at 335 horsepower. Some say it actually made more than 400 horsepower. Now, the most recent incarnations of the Mach 1, well, that came out in 2003 and 2004, and that was the New Edge Mustang design. It was available as an automatic or in a 5-speed manual using the 4.6-liter dual overhead cam that was mostly borrowed from the 2001 Cobra, and it made 305 horsepower. And special interior touches like a retro instrument cluster and seats that mimic the original Comfort Weave seats of the late 60s. You know, heritage. I mean, even the wheels that came on the 0304 Mach 1s mimicked the Magnum 500 wheels of the late 60s, early 70s, and they were called Heritage wheels by Ford. It had a matte black rear pedestal mount wing and a nice matte black stripe down the center of the hood, and that hood was where the all-important shaker hood scoop resided. You gotta love the shaker. You know, it kind of moved back and forth as you were driving. Really retro styling. Now, the 2021 Mustang Mach 1 has recently come out. I read the rumors as time moved on, and then when Ford released the official specifications and official videos, I took a look at those as well. And to be honest, Ford created an amazing Mustang. But is it the perfect Mach 1? Well, that depends on who you ask. Let's address the elephant in the room, the shaker hood scoop, or the lack thereof. In a recent video by Evan Smith on his YouTube channel, Revin Evan, I'll put a card right up there, he spoke to Jim Owens at Ford Motor Company, and Jim talked about how the shaker did not come on every single Mach 1 and that it was an option. And he's right. I mean, the 71 to 73 cars, they had those dual scoop IMSA style hoods on them, and the 74 to 78 Mach 1s, yes, they did make them, they didn't have a shaker scoop, and the hoods weren't even painted black. To be honest with you, I love the shaker hood scoop, but I'm not as hung up on it as you might think. But I have to say, it certainly would have been nice. Now let me explain. Now, I didn't grow up with the 69 and 70 models, okay? That wasn't part of my automotive experience as much as the 0304s were. So when I think Mach 1, my brain automatically goes to the 0304 cars. I'm kind of the target demographic for this 2021 Mustang Mach 1, and people my age or a little bit younger, well, their nostalgia, their heritage, so to speak, is gonna come from that 2003, 2004 Mach 1, and that had the shaker hood scoop. So for me, it certainly would have been something nice to have. Whether it was cost prohibitive, whether it was detrimental to performance, I don't know, but for whatever reason, Ford chose not to put it on there. And that's upsetting a lot of people. Like I said, would have been nice, but not a deal breaker for me. Keeping with the styling of the car, the new car uses a GT350 style front bumper, which I actually think looks better on this car than it did the GT350. Maybe because the lower parts of that bumper are no longer like a flat or satin black. They are body color, and it kind of, I don't know, it just looks cleaner. Not to mention the fact that those open grills at the bottom allow to use all of those fluid coolers that the car is coming equipped with. The front grille has those fog lamp delete parts, which honestly, they look amazing as is. But I like the fact that you can pop them out at the back either for additional cooling or if you want to install some type of custom fog lamps. The super aggressive front splitter, that double splitter that comes on the appearance package, yes please. Love the way that looks. Although in the real world, I don't know if that would scrape everything. At the rear of the car, the appearance package has that GT 500 GT350-ish kind of rear wing with the gurney flaps. To be honest with you, I would have liked to seen some type of a black pedestal mount wing to kind of throw back to the original Mach 1s, but having said that, the base model, I think it looks much better, real clean. Exterior wise, my biggest gripe of the 2021 Mach 1, it's the Mach 1 badges that they put on the front fenders. They put them right where the original 5.0 emblems would be. In my opinion, they should be lower on the body line, kind of like the 70s had the badge on the, almost at the front of the lower rocker panel. And even the 0304s had a badge, although it was a tape stripe, lower on the body. As far as wheels go on the new Mach 1, both wheel choices are really nice, but I'll be honest, the base model, it appeals more to me because it's more like a black version of the original Magnum 500s. Now this car is being kind of marketed as the vehicle between the Shelby GT500 and the Mustang GT. The Mustang Bullet, well, that's going to go away, and odds are the Shelby GT350 with its amazing 5.2 liter Voodoo engine is also going to go away. Now power plant wise, the Mustang Mach 1 is going to retain the 2020 Mustang Bullet's 5.0 Coyote engine. It's no slouch at 480 horsepower. But I'm gonna be honest, if we're talking about the ultimate 5-liter Coyote engine, and it's going to replace that 5.2 liter Voodoo engine, which made 526 horsepower, following on the heels of a 480 horsepower Bullet engine, I would love to have seen this car hit 500 horsepower. That's 100 horsepower per liter. That's impressive. And even though it's just a number that appears on a performance sheet or a spec sheet, it still looks really impressive. Now I know that 20 horsepower is not going to make or break too much on this car, but I think that when you start talking about the Mustang Mach 1, which comes from the heritage of the 428 Super Cobra Jet Mach 1, well, you kind of expect this to be the ultimate. And power-wise, it's on par with the Bullet, which, like I said, is not necessarily a bad thing. But as a Mustang enthusiast, I kind of wanted a little bit more. You kind of want the next model to be a little bit better than the one before it. Now, one of the most positive updates to the 2021 Mach 1 is the transmission. Now, yes, it comes available with the 10-speed automatic, the 10R80, which is a fantastic transmission. But Ford has elected to replace the MT82 6-speed with the Tremec TR3160 from the Shelby GT350. This could be a game changer considering the issues that Ford has been having with the MT82. But we have to remember that Ford is just a business. Sure, there are car enthusiasts at Ford Motor Company, but at the end of the day, they're there to sell cars and make money. Now, once again, 480 horsepower for 2021 is nothing to sneeze at, but enthusiasts might want more. And I think that's an amazing thing to say, that in this time we can get a brand new car that is emissions legal, gets decent gas mileage, you can pump the AC on all day long, and it still makes close to 500 horsepower. But it sure would have been cooler to say it makes 500 horsepower. That's all I'm saying. Now, some are saying that this is a parts bin car, made from spare parts from all over the Mustang horizon. And to some extent, they are right. There's really not much that's kind of revolutionary in this car. This might just be the swan song of the S550 before it moves into the next chassis. And Ford actually has called it the pinnacle of Mustang 5.0 liter style and performance. I'm actually quoting them there. And let's be honest, on paper, it really is. It's got the best Coyote power plant ever. It's got the Shelby 6-speed manual transmission and the 10-speed automatic. It's got Magna Ride suspension. It's got great brakes, and it has just enough heritage to make Mustang owners feel some nostalgia. So honestly, I think Ford overall did a great job with the car. Hopefully dealers won't gouge the prices the way they did with the Bullet when it first came out. Imagine people asking $10,000 or $20,000 above MSRP. Are you nuts? It's a Mustang. What are you doing? Sorry, I hate that crap. Also, will this new Mach 1 influence the aftermarket the way the 2003, 2004 model kind of did with every new Edge? Only time will tell. As a last hurrah for the S550 chassis and the Coyote power plant, is it perfect? No, but it's pretty darn close. You disagree with me? Do you agree with me? Leave it in the comment section down below and make your voice heard. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit that like button and make sure you subscribe so you get all the latest content here on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.